Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, February 18th. We have a couple of meetings to tell you about today. At 9:30 this morning, we have the United Architectural Controls and Standards Committee meeting. And at 1:30 this afternoon, we have the United Governing Documents Review. And both of those meetings are virtual, so you'll be able to follow along at lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings. Now, on our show today, we have Dr. Hovhanessian, and we've been talking to him a lot lately, and we really like all of his information. It's very helpful. And this time, we're talking to him about glaucoma. And I know we've talked about it before, but this time he kind of dissects the eye and sort of tells us a little bit about why people get glaucoma. So it's a great informational piece. Now let's go ahead and go to our COVID-19 vaccination resources for you. We have our hotline, which is 949-594-2533, and that is strictly for the Laguna Woods Village vaccination information. Please do not call resident services. Now, if you would like to know more about information regarding the vaccination clinics as well as the portal, you can go to lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com and you can get the latest information as well as signing into the portal. Right here you can see you click on the latest updates on the right, and that will bring you to Memorial Care's portal, which then you will enter information requested to see what appointment you have if you are currently 75 and over. All right, and if you want to be vaccinated at Soka University or Disneyland, which is done through the County of Orange County, you would register at othina.com. For more information about that, you go to occovid19.ochealthinfo.com. All right, our weather. Oh, pardon me. If you're going to be a Kaiser Permanente, if you are a member there, you would call their hotline, which is 833-574-2273, or go to kp.org/COVID vaccine. Now we'll take a look at the weather. It is beautiful outside. What a lovely morning. We are looking at 69-48 today, but we do have a wind advisory in effect. It won't be that bad, but nonetheless, winds will be picking up this afternoon. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 70-46, mostly sunny on Saturday and Sunday. We are warming up to 78-54, and Monday, very nice and warm. Again, 78-57. Looks like a lovely weekend coming up. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:32. And our sunset will be at 5:38. Alan, thank you. What a gorgeous shot. Wasn't quite sure where this was until I saw your note. Antarctica. And this is considered a sunset there. So very beautiful. Thank you for sending that in. If you have a photo that you would like to share with us of some place that you have visited, please send it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have Dr. Hovhanessian. Stay tuned.
Wanted to let you know, in the midst of the COVID virus update, we are open. We are seeing emergency treatment. We've taken some extra precautions to make sure that our patients are safe. We're taking temperatures to make sure that no one has a fever, and we're also having patients rinse with a medication called Pyroxal for 30 seconds. And there's a number of other precautions that we've taken here in our office to make sure that everyone stays safe during this difficult time.
Now there's a new way to buy a new Lexus. It's called Car Dash, only available at southcountylexus.com. It's amazingly simple.
Visit southcountylexus.com, select and reserve your new or pre-owned vehicle that comes with a 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. Apply for credit, calculate your payment, and even appraise your trade-in. You can even have the vehicle delivered, all online, saving you valuable time.
Push a button, get a Lexus. At South County Lexus, different is amazing.
I'm very concerned that patients with stroke, heart attack, sepsis, or other medical emergencies are delaying care. Let me reassure you, it is safe and critically important that you do not ignore the signs and symptoms such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, or sudden onset of headache. If you think you may be having a medical emergency, don't wait, call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room.
Silver
and gold. Consider it sold.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest will buy your gold, diamonds, fine watches, coins, and sterling serviceware, regardless of condition. With metals at an all-time high, now is the time to sell. Visit us in person or shop online from the comfort of home.
Silver and gold. Consider it sold.
At the Jewelry Box, it's about trust.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Dr. Hovanesian, who is here on behalf of Harvard Eye. Well, Doctor, how are you today?
I'm great, Lisa. It's so good to see you. It's been kind of this rainy, almost sunny, not sure what it wants to be day. This must be springtime we're getting into, huh?
Yeah, well, we're excited because if you say springtime, that means the clocks are going to change and I will have lighter later.
I'm
so
welcome.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I'm so with you. A little more daylight would elevate everybody's mood, wouldn't it?
I think so. I think
In
so.
these strange times. Right.
Yeah, well, that's
So,
true. And, we're making a lot of progress these days with vaccinations and things. But, something
sure.
to talk about, of course, hasn't changed. I mean, glaucoma is still something that we still have to deal with. It doesn't change because of COVID. So I'm sure you are now seeing people and you're wide open in all the protocols, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we've put in place a lot of precautions to help protect patients, and anybody who's in the office will encounter those. Hopefully, it doesn't create inconvenience, but also creates a sense of security. And thankfully, all our patients have been very understanding and desire protecting themselves and helping each other to helping us to get through this.
Exactly. So maybe help me understand what glaucoma is and what are some things people need to be aware of.
Yeah, glaucoma, most of our viewers probably have a friend or, who has glaucoma or a family member, because it is quite common. And glaucoma is a disease where high pressure, and that's the fluid pressure inside the eye, causes very slow and painless and really no symptoms, but loss of tissue in the optic nerve. And I have a picture here of an optic nerve side by side. It's the same eye taken several years apart. And in the first picture, picture A, you can see in the center of that orange circle in the middle where the blood vessels are coming out is a very small valley or pale area, very small. But in the other picture with the arrow, you can see that pale area has become bigger. Well, this eye has glaucoma, and the optic nerve is losing its substance, losing its tissue. And at the stage in the right picture, this patient hasn't gone blind, but they've lost some tissue, lost some of the redundancy that we all have. So if this were to continue, eventually the patient would lose vision. We need to intervene and stop that pressure from being too high.
Now,
So,
is that something that you check for every time you have an eye exam?
Yeah, the eye pressure is really a standard part of a complete eye exam, as is an examination of the nerve. And whenever there's suspicion for abnormality, then and then we get a little bit more more closely watch, and we do other tests to really evaluate both the structure and the function of the nerve to see if glaucoma is happening.
Okay.
It's not just pressure that we measure.
Okay, and which part of the test is it? Is that the one where the air is in the eye? Because
So we don't use a puff test, at least not in our office. There are not too many offices that use the air puff test. In our office, you'll know it's being done when you see a blue light that gets very close to the eye, and it comes close enough to get a sense of the pressure in the eye. Doesn't hurt one bit, but it's it's part of the exam. We do virtually every visit for virtually every patient.
And they don't. So the puff test is not something that is done anymore?
It's not comfortable for most people. Most people tell us, gosh, I hate the eye pressure test because it's so uncomfortable. And it's also not as accurate as the one I just described. So the standard test is what we call applanation pressure measurement, which is what we use. So
boy, it would seem that I haven't had my eyes checked in a while.
well, maybe you do, and I
think I do. No kidding.
Right.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I never went, because I didn't like that part.
Yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people, just kind of dread that. Ooh, it's going to get close, and I know it's going to happen at some point.
It's some kind of anxiety, that we all have. It's like, I hate that thing. Well, that's good to know that you don't have to go through that anymore. So that's great. Dive a little further into the eye here. You have a great slide that kind of separates everything.
Yeah, so there's a cutaway picture that shows the anatomy inside the eye, and it shows, what we've done is taken the front of the eye, and you see the dome cornea coming up on one side, and then you've got the iris, what gives the eye its color. And the blue dotted line that's, shows where fluid is made behind the iris in the pars plicata of the ciliary body. And that fluid percolates around the lens of the eye, which is also shown there, and into the front chamber. And then it exits through a meshwork, channels, tiny little channels where the blue line ends in the front on the upper part. And that's how fluid leaves the eye. But in glaucoma, in the common form, that space is wide open as it is in the picture, but the fluid just has trouble getting through the filter, getting into those channels. Whereas in this next cutaway picture, what you'll see is here it's shown with a red arrow, but the fluid coming from the ciliary body works its way into the front chamber, but can't get out because the space is closed. The angle between the iris and the cornea is closed. This is a different type of glaucoma called a narrow angle or closed angle glaucoma or angle closure glaucoma. The first type that I showed you, where the anatomy is normal, but the fluid has trouble exiting, that's the much more common type of glaucoma that we see. And it's the one that usually we treat by putting patients on drops. And drops require at least once a day medication in the eye, and it's not fun, and it costs something because drugs are expensive. And so we know that an awful lot of people don't get all their drops in, however hard they try. It's downright, difficult. Right. So we've been looking, and we've developed some wonderful technologies to help people who have glaucoma to keep their pressure low, but to not have to take drops. And some of these involve surgery. Here's a picture of something called an eye stent, and I've shown this before on your morning program. And what we're looking at here on the bottom of the screen, that looks like waves of clouds, that's actually the edge of the iris, way out in the angle. You can't see this area, but that's the edge of the iris, in that angle between the iris and the cornea. And these two little circular buttons that you see that are on the left and right allow a new open channel so fluid can bypass that filter, if you will, that we call the trabecular meshwork, that normally in open angle glaucoma prevents the fluid from escaping. So now fluid can escape the eye and the pressure will come down without taking drops. And this is commonly done, typically with cataract surgery, so that it's a real simple procedure, painless. You'll never see or feel these stents in your eye, but they can, in most cases, help patients get rid of their drops.
Now you said it's rather painless. I mean, is that because you're numbing the eye? Does it require a cut?
We have to go inside the eye to do it. And so there is an opening made in the surface of the eye. Typically, this procedure is done with cataract surgery. Okay. Cataract surgery is such a common procedure that it's a perfect time to pair it with the glaucoma surgery. So for some patients who have glaucoma and cataract, they end up choosing to have their cataract surgery a little bit earlier because they want to get the benefit of both procedures. Doing this procedure with cataract surgery adds about 2 or 3 minutes to the procedure. It's not complicated. It doesn't take long. It's not painful. It doesn't have any common complications. It's pretty easy to do for the patients and the doctor. And cataract surgery itself takes maybe 10 minutes. So it's not a long or complicated experience for most people.
Wow, we've come a long way.
We have, yeah. These treatments are really promising.
That's awesome. Now, in regards to the stent, is it really tiny? Like, can you see it?
It is the smallest implant that's used in the human body. And I'll actually give you reference to it in another way. On the next picture that has the dime, you'll see an implant. Now, this is a different type of implant that is, I'll talk about in a second, but it's about the same size as an eye stent. It's the smallest implant put in the human body. It's made of titanium, but it doesn't cause any issues with reactions in any way. It's very inert. People can have MRI scans because it's not magnetic, and it's invisible. You won't ever feel it or see it. And like the best technology, to the person using it, it's invisible, but it makes their life better. And so it's a wonderful treatment. This implant, this implant you see on screen was just FDA approved last year, and this is different. It's this takes the place of eye drops, but it is an implant, but it's medicine. It's all medicine. There's no titanium or other lasting part of it. And so this is put in the front of the eye, and you'll see a picture of here of an eye that's viewed from the front, and it's a normal eye. You don't see anything. And that's because this implant sits in the very bottom, out of view, where it's impossible for people to see unless they use a special lens. So in this last picture here, where you see the 3 images, we're now using a special lens to look down into the angle in the lower part of the eye. And there on the top picture is the, sort of the full-size implant when it's first placed. And then you see a number of weeks later, what happens to it. It slowly melts away to where eventually there's nothing left. And so, again, invisibly, painlessly, without any sort of knowledge of the patient, it's treating their glaucoma for a number of months. And this
that's what I was going to ask you. So you said it fades away, so it lasts a few months?
Yes. And this implant, which is called Durista, is made by Allergan, which is an Irvine company, and has been very successful in now hundreds of our patients who, have glaucoma but prefer not to take drops.
Right.
And
so would they have to come back and get another one?
Yeah, so treatments like this can potentially be repeated. We also have laser treatments that can take their place. We have a variety of treatments nowadays that really depend upon the type of glaucoma, the severity of the glaucoma, how high the pressure is. I think probably if there's one take-home point I would give our viewers, it's that if you or a loved one has glaucoma, number one, it's not something to be scared of because we have very effective treatments. It's extremely rare for somebody to ever lose their vision from glaucoma. Number two, typical patients, all they would need to do is either take eye drops or have one of these alternative treatments that helps to reduce or eliminate eye drops so that they can live a life they live with glaucoma, their life is not affected by glaucoma. Right. And that's what we're here for, is to help our patients live better lives with wonderful vision.
Exactly. So wait, one thing I did want to ask is that you said the majority of people who have this implant, it coincides with a cataract surgery, but so is it generally the case that someone that has glaucoma has cataracts?
Well, so that's a great question, and it's a source of some confusion. So the eye stent in particular is one type of implant, and there are others as well. The eye stent in particular is generally placed during cataract surgery because that's when it's paid for. Insurance companies, Medicare, and the FDA designated it as a procedure that's done with cataract surgery. It could be placed any time, but we want it to be covered by insurance. To answer your question about do glaucoma patients get cataract, if we live long enough, we all get cataracts. And glaucoma is a disease of people, that increases in its frequency as people get older. So it sort of tracks along with cataract. And so frequently when people have had glaucoma diagnosed, they also have some degree of cataract. So
I see. What age do you start to see glaucoma?
Well, we can see it even in children. It's more typically at least middle-aged adults, and certainly by the time we get into our 60s, the incidence goes up. So that's why we look for it at every age, because it truly is the silent thief of sight. It's terrible nickname, and it's why it's important for everyone, certainly if you're over 40, to have an eye exam annually by a qualified eye doctor. And wherever you go, it's fine as long as they're doing a thorough exam, including eye pressure and looking in the back of the eye at the optic nerve. That's all part of a proper exam.
So here's an interesting question for you. So if somebody has already had LASIK, is it unlikely that they'll get glaucoma, or does it matter one way or the other?
That's a great question, because LASIK is so common. LASIK does not cause or prevent glaucoma, but it can hide some of the signs of glaucoma in some cases. If you've had LASIK for particularly a high correction, if you had real strong glasses before, when we do LASIK, we remove some tissue from the cornea. It's microscopic amounts. You can live just fine without it. But thinning the cornea with LASIK can cause the pressure test to read lower than it actually is. And so we have to be careful and not just check the pressure, but also look at the optic nerve. And we sometimes we frequently measure the thickness of the cornea if we're ever suspicious about glaucoma, because we want to sort of calibrate our pressure test and know that we're getting an accurate one. If the cornea is thin, we need to adjust by a few points the eye pressure. So a little bit of a complicated answer to your question.
Yeah, you know what though, but that's interesting, because I think with folks who may have LASIK, it's like, wow, you know, there's nothing wrong with my eyes. Everything's great. I see just fine. I don't have any of the issues. And so like you said, it's very possible that's hiding something.
Yeah.
So that's
a great point
to know.
Yeah, it's a great point. Even if you've had LASIK and have great vision, you still need an eye exam. Even if you'll never need eyeglasses again, you still need an eye exam to make sure you're not developing these diseases that can rob you of your sight.
Exactly. Great information. Thank you
it's
so much.
It's always good to see you. I hope that was helpful, and it's nice to see you, and enjoy this as we turn into springtime and longer days. We're looking forward to more time outdoors and enjoying more beauty in the world.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Nice to see you.
Stay well.
You too. And we'll be right back after this.
At Harvard Eye, we are so happy to be open again and to see all of you for your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in our lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence, and we're committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you.
Hello, Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to watch our new television show called Inspiration for Today. It's on every weekday morning right here on Channel 6 at 7:30 a.m. Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods hopes to start your day with encouraging stories, inspirational music, and lots of laughs too. Remember, Saddleback Church meets weekly in Clubhouse 5 at 9 and 11. We would love to serve you a free breakfast and have you join with us for worship.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Improving your hearing is the most effective way to prevent cognitive decline. Research shows your brain cannot remember what it doesn't hear. Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. Hearing loss makes understanding harder when others are wearing masks while doing Zoom calls, FaceTime, and watching TV. It's time to enjoy conversations again. Call Amazing Hearing to schedule your hearing appointment. We are the experts and we accept some insurances.
Welcome back, where we're going to preview the movies for you tomorrow. Today, tomorrow's movie is The Green Book, and it is about Dr. Don Shirley, who is a world-class African-American pianist who is about to embark on a concert tour in the Deep South in 1962. Great movie, and you can see that 2 p.m. with subtitles and then 7 p.m. without subtitles. So that is tomorrow's movie. And then on Saturday, we have Mandela, The Long Walk to Freedom. And you can see that at 3 p.m. with subtitles and then 6 p.m. without subtitles. And that's on Saturday, brought to you by Harvard Eye Associates. Now, a couple of things happening here in Laguna Woods. They are going to have their bulky item pickup here on Saturday. That's February 20th, and they're asking that you do not put out any items until you have contacted resident services. So please call them to let them know that you do have a big item pickup, and you can call them at 949-597-4600. Now, we ask that you please bring your unused wheelchairs or walkers that you're not going to be using to Clubhouse 7, and this will help assist us with those people who need a walker or wheelchair when they are having their vaccination distribution. So please do that, and once we are finished with them, we will be donating them to the Florence Sylvester Senior Center. Now tonight, something fun is going on with the Video Club. They are having their short video contest. So you will be able to follow along and participate by sending an email to the Video Club of Laguna Woods Village, that's Video Club of Laguna Woods Village at gmail.com. In the subject line, please put video contest and they will send you the link so you can see those short videos. Also, something very interesting has happened to the Equestrian Center. They received a $2,000 donation. Now, it's called the Help the Herd fundraising campaign, and they received their first check for $2,000. Their goal is $10,000, so they are still accepting donations. But this one happened to come from the Village Community Fund, but was donated by the Art Association. And in the long run, the Art Association, once everything's back to somewhat of a normal, they're going to have artists come and go to the Equestrian Center to paint some of the horses and facilities. If you want more information about the Help the Herd fundraising, please go to villagecommunityfund.org or contact Leslie Mogul at 760-533-7379. Let's take one last look at our weather, which is looking quite lovely today. We are looking at 69-48 today with a little bit of a wind advisory. I see the wind has already started. 70-46 tomorrow, Saturday 69-51, Sunday 78-54, and then Monday 78-57. Have a great day in the Village today. Join us again tomorrow at 9 a.m. and we will have Jeff Parker here for a live update. Otherwise, we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.
Family business. I have my wife, my two sons that work in the business with me. So we really actually are a family-run business. We call them our extended family. We do it from the moment they walk into the office. We actually have personal relationships and friendships with our clients.
They're not just a client, they are part of our friends and family.
That's what we do here at Sterling Financial Advisors. We help people get peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.